I think there's a collective responsibility from governments and schools, universities around the world to really educate people as to around water resources, around water scarcity. There is a climate emergency out there, and with good willing, governments around the world can make changes very quickly. We saw that with the COVID-19 pandemic. We can, shut borders, we can ground flights, we can put in policies almost within days. So we just have to treat it as an emergency. There's not one single company or government that can solve, the water crisis. It's a collection of multiple stakeholders between the public and the private sector. This involves, innovation from the private sector, from technology startups. It involves the financial sector to make sure investment, both philanthropic capital as well as commercial investments, are made and they flow into the sector to help those startups scale up the technologies. So in terms of smart water, it has quite a few different elements. I mean, digital technologies are part of a smart water approach, but smart water management goes beyond the tech and beyond the data. In terms of the flexibility, there does need to be some creative thinking, but particularly on utility water supply, there's been a resistance to change and a resistance to becoming too flexible, because ultimately if you get something wrong, you're dealing with public health. I'd say there's an enormous opportunity to fully integrate a circular economy approach within the water sector. So instead of gathering the water resources, treating the water resources, distributing, collecting and then discharging to the environment, it's actually looking what's embedded in the water. Is there a biogas and energy from wastewater that can be harnessed to power the operations? Is there a fertilizer available that can be sent and traded with local farmers? So basically it's thinking within a much more closer aspect in society, as opposed to looking to external suppliers to come in. The realist in me, it's a challenge that will face future generations for hundreds of years, because as populations increase, there's a need to consume goods that have a very heavy water footprint. So water will become more valued. I think it will become an issue that's perhaps fought over even more. We're hearing of water wars across borders. I think that's only going to escalate. And I also think the innovations we're seeing now will be multiplied and extrapolated to different areas across the world. I feel like, particularly on the digital side and the smart water side, data is an incredible, powerful thing. I think water is a vital element, as has oil been seen in the past, but not so much today. It's a precious commodity, particularly as climate change is driving water scarcity, and there's, water resources are getting less and less. And without water, there's no life, there's no economy, there's no business, there's no nothing. The smartphone in our pockets, without water, it doesn't exist. Companies and countries are going to become more territorial over this essential resource.